Hi, welcome to SPR Videos. I'm Nadia Holtz, and with me today is professional handicapper Jordan Sharp. We'll be covering the NFL Week 1 player props. Jordan, welcome back. Ready to go over your favorite NFL player props?
Yes, let's do it.
Great. So let's get right into it. With Fred Jackson and CJ Spiller splitting carries, are you concerned that these might lower Jackson's touchdowns value?
I don't think it will. It seems like the Bills are going to run the football a lot this year because their passing game is a little bit suspect, and especially against the Bears, who last season gave up a ton of rushing yards, one of, if not the worst team giving up the run against the run last season. And this season, I don't know if they've improved that much in this area. And knowing that with Fred Jackson here, obviously they are splitting carry. He is splitting carries with CJ Spiller, but Spiller's more of an in-between the 20s back, whereas Fred Jackson looks like he's going to get most of the red zone and goal line looks in Buffalo. Even though he's a little bit aging here, now well into his 30s, he still is pretty spry. And against a team like Chicago that's been known to give up some rushing yards and some rushing touchdowns, I think Fred Jackson has pretty good value here at plus 120 to score a touchdown against a softer than average Chicago Bears run defense.
Okay, and Heath Miller only scored 1 touchdown last season. What makes you think he will score 1 in Week 1?
So this is just a little bit of a hunch and a little bit of value shopping here, but at plus 150 from Bet365, I just can't get away from Heath Miller this week for some reason. He seems to be the only real red zone threat that the Steelers have right now. Antonio Brown is an absolutely fantastic wide receiver and will probably once again be top 5 in receiving yards this year, but he's very, very short. He's not much of a red zone threat. He doesn't get as many red zone targets and touchdowns as you'd like to see from a #1 wide receiver. And Marcus Wheaton on the other side, a very unproven second-year wide receiver who hasn't had the greatest preseason. That really leaves you with Heath Miller and Le'Veon Bell as your only real touchdown threats. And obviously Bell's going to get his share of the looks, but when they're throwing even on 3rd and goal potentially, I think Heath Miller is absolutely going to be the first guy that Ben Roethlisberger looks at. A big-bodied guy, still can get it done in between the numbers. And even though this Cleveland Browns defense is a very good unit, I still think Heath Miller's only 1 touchdown last year was a little bit of a fluke. And I think he has a pretty good shot at scoring this week.
Okay, I definitely agree. In his last game against the Patriots, Ryan Tannehill threw for over 300 yards. Why do you think he'll throw for under 255 this week?
So this is a little bit of a hunch, I think, here, but Ryan Tannehill was really inconsistent last season, had some really good games like that Week 15 game against the Patriots, but he had some pretty bad ones as well, including another one against the Patriots last year. Granted, it was in New England, but he only threw for 192 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions in that game. I think we could see more of that Ryan Tannehill this week against a very, very improved Patriots defense, especially in the secondary. This Patriots secondary has been completely overhauled this summer. Very different from what it was last season when Tannehill threw for 312 yards against the Pats in Week 15. And if you remember, that game was actually the last set of touchdowns that Ryan Tannehill threw all season because the Miami Dolphins absolutely collapsed in Week 16 and 17 right after that game, and it completely lost out on going to the playoffs when they pretty much had it in hand after winning. After playing that game against the Patriots here. So I don't think Tannehill is going to be in for a very big game here against a very improved New England secondary. I think 255 yards may just be a bit much for Tannehill in this game, and at minus 120, I think the under is the play here.
Okay, sounds good, Jordan. I'm sold. Thank you so much for joining us. For sportsbookreview.com, this is Nadia Holtz.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.